Hello traders, today's November 13th. I'm going to cover the AutoPilot trading system, the winning trades, the losing trades, the trailing stops, the break even, just to give you a good overview of what's happening using the AutoPilot trading system for today. Now before we begin, remember that trading is risky. Please don't trade with funds you can't afford to lose. There are risks involved with trading. So you're going to see here that the most recent trade was a long trade. It was a winning trade, and the market got in here at 44.15 and then exited at 44.18 quarter. So not too bad, about 3-point trade. Now the trade previous to that was a losing trade. So you can see there's a red dashed line right over here that indicates that it sold and then it bought back at a loser. Now, as we continue here, what the AutoPilot trading system is going to do is try once again to enter into the market at some point. Now, in this case, we're using an 8-range chart. The AutoPilot can be used on a tick chart, a range chart, or a minute chart. So I personally like the 8-range. A lot of traders like the 1,000 tick chart. Now, the next trade is either going to be a long or a short. So the AutoPilot brackets off in either direction, and we're waiting for the market to go either lower or higher. So think of this as if we have a setup. We don't know if it's long or short. We're waiting for the market to break out, and as soon as we get filled, automatically the protective stop as well as the target, which is pretty far away, we have pretty big targets in this case, will be placed for you automatically. So the AutoPilot is supposed to be completely automated, even though you do have an opportunity to customize and manage each of these trades if needed. So we're filled to the long side. So this is a long trade. Now the stop, as you can see, is at 44.18 quarter, and the target is way up there at 441 quarter. Now the reason why the target is so large, you can move it if you need to, but we want to have the largest amount of profit possible. If there's a trend, if the market now continues to go higher and higher and higher, you see the trailing stop is following behind it. And really that's the idea. If we have an opportunity for a much larger target and these smaller losses, we want the much larger target to overpower and take that aspect of a trade in order to manage any small losses we may have. That's why the target is so large. And as the market begins to continue higher and higher, if that's the case, the trailing stop will continue to move behind it. Now, in some instances, if the market goes against you, we have a few other options to close the position. Obviously, we have the stop, but we also have maximum bars in the market. So let's say that this just goes sideways for 50 candles. It will close out the position as if it's in a range, and it's never going to hit the stop or the target, and so it closes the position for that reason. There's also another option to close or get out of a trade. Let's say it's losing. So we have a setting that says maximum bars of a loss, which means that if you have 2 or 3 bars that are instantly going against you, you're in a trade, you want it to go up in this case, but it's going against you. There's no reason to get stopped out. There's 2 candles, maybe a very small loss, it closes the position. So that's called maximum candles that are closing against you under your target. So you can adjust that as well. So we have that built into the AutoPilot trading system. Now, as the market continues to go higher, obviously our goal is to see it go all the way up to 4,441 quarter, and we're managing the trade with the trailing stop, with the protective stop. We're managing the trade with, if we have 2 candles that are going against us below where we originally entered, that it will close the position. And so the idea here right now is to see it continue as a trend to the upside, even though the AutoPilot doesn't use trends or doesn't use any type of trends to formulate any of these orders. The trailing stop and the break even is more trade management. So we're managing the trade automatically, much faster than a human could do. Now let's say that you want to take profit. Let's say that you're up on one contract $150 as it's showing here. What can we do? We can click close on the chart trader. We could move the limit order which is that blue line up there, down to where it's currently trading. We can move the stop, but the stop, remember, will incur slippage. So we can still manually move these orders, even though this is an automated system. If need be, we can close the position at any time. We're still in control at all times. If this gets stopped out right now, and we still are making some type of profit, automatically it will try once again to get us into the trade. And so you can see now that there's a buy stop way up there trying to get long, and that's just in case it happens to shoot back up there to that price. It'll try again. And on every candle it recalculates, so it's not as if it's going to stay. That order there to go long will not stay there. It will recalculate and try on every candle to get you long or to get you short. And so in this case, you see that on the very next candle, it broke out to the long side. So it got you in at a let me see what the price is here. It looks like 44.2250. Okay, so that's the long entry, and you have the stop. You have a protective stop there, and you see how the trailing stop is now moving behind it. Now, if this continues to go higher, again, the target is way up there at 44.42 quarter. If the market turns around and decides that it's not going to go up there, then the trailing stop or the protective stop is going to occur. And so all this is managed automatically. Now, if you haven't already received your free member account, we are offering at Daytradetowin you to access our free member account, which is the ABC course and software, as well as the news indicator. We give that out as a trial for those members or traders who really want to understand how we do price action. You can go ahead and visit daytradetowin.com and get a free member account. If you are new to trading, especially if you're new to the NinjaTrader charting platform, we have a lot of videos and how-tos on really getting started. So especially for the new traders, we have a lot of videos on the member account and access and support and all that good stuff as well. For the members that are using the AutoPilot, remember that we have live training every Friday. So don't forget, if you're available on Friday, join the live training for members only. If you're new and you're about to buy the AutoPilot trading system, then we start you off with free training videos, or the training videos, to get you started immediately before the live training. So we want to make sure that you get up to speed immediately when you have access to the AutoPilot, and then join the live training on Fridays. All right, so this trade looks like it was about a point loss. So entered at 44.22 quarter and 4 ticks of a loss. Not too bad. 44.21 quarter got stopped out right on the edge of that wick there. It happens sometimes. Nothing we can do about it. Let's take a look at the very next trade and see what happens on the next opportunity. Now, an important feature with the AutoPilot is a daily loss and a daily profit. So if your goal is to make $100 or $500 or a maximum loss of $300 or $400 or $1,000, so you can see that the AutoPilot trading system has a setting where you can say, once the market makes $500 or $300 or whatever you choose, stop trading. Now, the reason why we added this is because I don't think that trading all day or trading 100 times a day is really a benefit. I think once you've made a certain amount of profit or a loss for the day, it's time to stop and maybe reevaluate and see if we should wait until the news is over or whatever's happening in the market, and then we can turn it back on, or wait for tomorrow. So really the goal isn't to just let this trade automatically for you without some type of protection, and the protection being, once it reaches a certain amount of profit for the day or loss, shut it down, stop trading, and that way, in essence, it's a peace of mind that you don't have to and continue to trade 24 hours a day, or even within certain hours. You can also trade within a certain block of time, which is also good. All right, so the next trade here is a long trade. So it's a long trade. You can see that it's green there. It's one contract. There's a stop. Stop isn't too far away. It's 44.2350. It's already using the trailing stop. As soon as it started to go in your favor by a tick, it started to move up. So we have a trailing stop of a tick. So every time it goes by 1 tick in your favor. The trailing stop is moving behind it by 1 tick. Now you can adjust that as well, but that's what we have listed. The target again is way up there, 44.46, so it's a pretty big target. I'm going to let you guys see the result of this trade and any other trade that happens after this. I'm going to keep the recording going, the screen recording going, so we can see the results. If you haven't already subscribed to the Day Trade to Win YouTube channel, I definitely recommend it. We have some live streams on a morning basis where we show you different price action methods, the roadmap, the trade scalper, and that. So it's a great opportunity to join us in the morning. There are links in the description if you're interested in the AutoPilot or visiting Day Trade to Win and getting a free member account. So if you have any questions, you can always email us, and the links are below. I'll talk to everyone. Let's see what happens with this trade.